still the president. I'm still the president. It's just nobody told me how easy this job could be. I feel retired. Emphasis on the tired. Not a joke. But I'm doing all those retirement things. You know, I took up needlepoint, and I'm reading the obituaries, and I just took a reverse mortgage on the White House. Yeah, I called William Devane, bought some gold coins, and I'm going to visit the grandkids, except that one. And since Trump chickened out, I'm going to challenge some other ex-presidents to a game of golf. Jerry Ford, I'm coming for you. Just going to carry your own bag.
A president who understands the power of diplomacy and understands the strength that rests in understanding the significance of diplomacy and strengthening alliances. This is an incredible day.
Modern vice presidents in the history of their polling. What happened in 1 year's time? According to a new NBC News poll, only 32% of registered voters have a positive view of Harris compared to 49% with a negative view, including 39% with a very negative view. This leaves Harris with a net negative 17 rating, which NBC News noted is the lowest for any vice president in the poll's history. What happened?
Weird and creepy is J.D. Vance, a super weird idea.
The talking point of the day.
Yeah, it's quite weird.
What was weird was him joking about racism today and then talking about Diet Mountain Dew. Who drinks Diet Mountain Dew?
They're just weird. They really are. It's not just that he said a lot of things that are weird. These guys are just weird.
Have you ever seen the guy laugh? That seems very weird.
J.D. Vance is awfully weird.
Ah, the word of the day, like Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more.
Really?
And we have to understand what that means.
What does
That's
it mean?
about the cost of living going up.
It does.
Thanks.
Whoa. Put on the brakes. Welcome, boys and girls, children of all ages, hoofties, poofties, one-eyed heifers, right and left-wing wackos, woodchucks, and chuckettes, kings and queens of the Northeast Kingdom, to another version of It's News to Us. And who are we? Where are we? Yes, there we are. Thanks to Philo in the booth, we have Philo T. Farnsworth, College of Musical Knowledge. You can see him waving his horns through the glass. It's News to Us. We're Newport's oldest TV news watchers. New, here now, brown cow. And you can see, as the locals say, and you can see Philo's videos. He does drum videos at Terry DeFazio on YouTube. And all hail the cadaver in chief, man. That's it. He's too dementia ridden to stand trial. He's too demented to run a campaign, but he's not too demented to have the nuclear football. How does that work exactly? This is all wrong, man. It's all wrong. They should have sprung the 25th Amendment on him so we could have heard the cackling communists right up front. Senile agitation? Roar!
Uh-oh, what happened here?
Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn. Get off the White House lawn.
Here, you're back.
Yeah, camera 2, maybe?
Yep, there we go.
There we are. Thanks, Philo.
I bumped one switch and everything changes.
Be careful for that switch.
Oh, I guess.
Get off my lawn. And we want peace and prosperity, not wars and austerity, and that's what we're going to get with these jokers. They don't know what the hell they're doing.
No.
And they're commies. Let's see. And we're all inclusive here. We cater to men, women. You're all welcome here. Just wash your damn hands. And defund the police? I don't think so. We're going to defend the good cops, because when your car is piled into a friggin' big old maple or oak tree and it's a smoking pile of heaping wreckage, you'd be damn glad to see that first responder roll up and maybe save your ass from a burning vehicle. And here's one we haven't seen in a while. But where are the Bronze Age invisible sky guys? He's going to beat you and forgive you and beat you and forgive you and beat you and forgive you. Anyways, yeah, man. Yeah, I can't believe it. They had speeches in Philadelphia from Shapiro, the governor. He's very articulate, but I guess he was too power hungry for him. Plus, he was Jewish, and cackling Kamala, she's into the Hamas wing. She wouldn't want to anger her Muslim friggin' buddies. That's another thing. We've got to stop the importation of Muslims. You're damn right.
Her husband is Jewish too.
Yeah.
So go figure.
Oh man, and you should have seen him when he what's his name? Waltz. He gets up to give the speech, and he goes over and he's all like, "Wait a minute." He shakes his wife's hand, and then his wife says, "No, you're supposed to hug me, dummy." And then you can see him hugging her. It's the damnedest thing. It's like brain fade. Hello. And who else gave a good speech? Oh, the astronaut. They didn't want the astronaut because he's on a border state and he's too smart for him and pragmatic. But this Waltz guy, get this. He's been to China with his wife over 30 times, Philo.
Yeah.
Since before Tiananmen Square. 30 times, man. And they lost over 25 million in PPP fraud, the Paycheck Protection Plan, that friggin' boondoggle that we didn't need or didn't want, with this COVID baloney.
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, well, this was just in 25 million just in the Muslim community in Little Mogadishu, and not Wisconsin, Minnesota, Minneapolis, Little Mogadishu. They didn't prosecute him. Oh, hell no. And Walt says that businesses must cut power usage by 50%. And he says, one man's socialism is another man's neighborliness. Really? Really? No, one man's socialism is another man's communism. And guess what he did? Just like Phil Scott up here during the scamdemic, Philo.
Probably caved into the moonbats.
Yeah, he caved into the moonbats, and he they had a snitch line in Minnesota like they do here.
No,
they did here.
We usually have, it's called Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yeah, that's a Bernie pronunciation.
Oh no, that's a local. You should hear all the French Canadians. You have man. Daner and Reader and Minnesota.
Yeah, we're off to Minnesota. They got mosquitoes out there the size of hummingbirds.
I know.
And it's crazy, man. Yeah, the snitch line. I should request those again from the Vermont State Police. They were just hysterical, man. Have Todd print up the funny ones, because there were so many people. I'd say about 10 or 20% of the people on the snitch line actually came out and said, that they were fascists, that they were turning neighbor against neighbor, that it was stupid.
Well, they were.
Yeah.
They absolutely were.
And they even turned in the local hardware store down here at Prick and Shove It.
And they're a nice bunch down there. They're very helpful.
Oh man, are you kidding me? You don't get service like that at the box stores.
No, not even close.
Hell no. You need a little left-handed metric socket head cap screw or something. They got it, okay?
They'll help you find it too.
And they'll find it for you, and they'll even bag it and tag it. Yeah, they turned them in. It was crazy, man.
You know what I called them now? I call them hammer and sickle.
Oh man. Yep, beware the bird flu, man. Here they come with another pandemic, scamdemic, Philo.
Yep, I know.
Yep, they got emergency use authorization for Moderna's bird flu vaccine.
And my good old pharmacy locally, the one that you like so much, and I like so much. Every time you call to put in a prescription refill,
Yeah.
would you like the latest, to make an appointment for the latest vaccine, the latest flu shot, the latest this, and I always hang up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're always trying to shove something down your yap.
Yep, or in your arm, one way or the other.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And where the heck was it? Yeah, bird flu, Moderna. And they're still, get this, they're still using PCR tests, okay? Now, mind you, Carrie Banks Mullis, the guy who developed the PCR test, he even said that this is not supposed to be used as a test, okay? No, don't use it as a test because it's not accurate. And remember, with Fauci, I said, how many cycles do you have? Because the more cycles, the more, it's like that thing they have at your eye doctor's exam.
It's the strength of it, yeah.
Yeah, because the more they click it, the more you're going to find. It's that simple. And you can see his website. Somebody's paying for his website in perpetuity. It's CarrieBanksMullis.com. K-A-R-Y. Carrie Banks, B-A-N-K-S, Mullis, M-U-L-L-I-S.com. CarrieBanksMullis.com. And you can see where he left specific instructions. Do not use this. Do not use it. And what did Fauci and all these other weasels do?
Oh, they ramped it right up.
Oh, they ramped it right up, yep. And they wouldn't even let me ask, get near Fauci with any questions during the press conferences up here. Oh, they spanked me pretty hard, mister. Tried to get me out on a racism rap. And,
well, it was just like the guy that came up with the BMI, body mass index. He said, do not use this to figure out a person's body fat. He said, don't use it. The guy was a mathematician.
Yeah. It's probably the same guy that did the food pyramid, right?
I'm not even sure.
Oh, man. And let's see. Oh, I was watching this interview they did with Gorsuch, the Supreme Court Justice. Mm-hmm. And he said that there used to be 16 pages of laws. Here we go. Damn it. In the Federal Registry. 16 pages of laws, okay? Remember I was telling you about that book, 3 Felonies a Day?
Yeah.
That the average person unwittingly does 3 felonies a day? Well, the laws, they went 16 pages in the Federal Registry is now between 60 and 70,000 pages, Philo.
Well, that reminds me of that old Frank Zappa song. Remember in Joe's Garage, the Central Scrutinizer?
No.
Oh, listen to Joe's Garage, and he comes across, the Central Scrutinizer is to enforce all the laws that haven't been written yet. Listen to that. You know Joe's Garage. Yeah, man. Well, it's true. We've made Congress the law writing authority, and boy, they've been busy. And that's why it's great that the Supreme Court ruled against the Chevron decision, because they can't keep coming up with more laws, and you can't have some little tin horn bureaucrat enforce it. The laws have to be written and like enforced and stuff by people who are elected by you, me, you, all of us. We can't have this. It's wrong. And oh man, we're spending about $25 to $30 billion a year, I believe, for Chinese solar and batteries and inverters and stuff, Philo. No kidding.
Oh yeah, and that's why she picked Walz, man, because he's bought and paid for by China, I swear.
Probably, no doubt.
Yeah. And did you hear about RFK and the dead bear story?
I don't understand that at all.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not real big on roadkill because you don't know how long it's been there. Although you can sign up for roadkill, and hey, the meat's already tenderized, right? And the best time to sign up for roadkill is in the fall, when it's cool during the days and and below freezing at night, right, Philo?
I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess he was cruising up the interstate or whatever, the parkway or something, and this lady in front of him hit a small bear, and they got out and looked around, and the bear was dead, and so they dragged it out of the road or some damn thing. So Bobby Kennedy decides, well, I'll just I'll throw it in my trunk, and you'll have bear teeth and bear claws and stuff like that. You can make a nice Native American necklace, stuff like that, right? Well, I guess he left it in his trunk, and then he decided against it. Said, "Oh, what am I going to do?" And like his Uncle Ted said, "Well, you should have got one of your no-count cousins to beat it to death with a golf club." And so, after a while, it probably started stinking in the trunk, and he took it to Central Park and dumped it out down there. And they're all scratching their heads for years trying to figure how this bear got into New York City without being noticed. And it was dumped by a Kennedy.
Well, here's the thing. How many years ago was that?
It was in the 90s.
And how many years are we going to go back and dig up shit on people's past?
Well, he just came out and told the story on in an interview with Roseanne Barr.
Oh, that was lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's in the news now. And it was before he went to rehab, Terry, too.
Yeah.
So he was probably a little high, you know what I mean?
Yep. I just like it when they dig up stuff that's 30 years old,
Yeah. Well, he volunteered the information. It wasn't like they dug it up on him.
Yeah, but they would have anyway.
Maybe if you told somebody, but I don't think he did. Oh yeah, over the holiday, the July 4th holiday in Chicago, Philo.
Yeah.
117 shot, 17 dead.
Oh, I saw a good one on Facebook. You'd have loved it. If I could have copied and pasted it to you, it said the Chicago-style pizza, and it's got bullet holes in it. Big bullet holes.
Yeah, Chicago deep dish pizza. Blam, blam, blam. Well, I know where to go to get a liver transplant, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And these hard-hitting articles they've been having with Kamala lately.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, hard-hitting articles like Kamala's favorite breakfast and cooking tips, Kamala's cooking tips. Yeah, great. This woman wants to be president. She can't even put a sentence together. Philo was nice enough to throw the clip in there. When the hostages came back from the Soviet Union, she was down on the tarmac with Joe. And as you'll see in the clip, Joe's sitting there staring off into space with that young Frankenstein, Peter Boyle friggin' hairdo over his neck, right? Staring off into space, and Kamala's right here, and she's going on spewing gibberish, man. Just gibberish. And about this is the value of diplomacy. When you have someone who knows diplomacy, they can use diplomacy to get a diplomatic solution. And this is why we need diplomacy. It's like, what?
Well,
what?
There are no knowns that we know and no knowns that we don't know.
Well, man, I mean, at least Rumsfeld made some kind of sense.
No, he was just as bad.
Oh.
You're in the middle of a war even.
Yeah.
He comes out with gibberish.
Yeah, well, he was repeating what he heard from the intelligence community, Philo.
That wasn't smart either, was it?
We've got known unknowns, known knowns, scones.
Yes, scones. Hey, scones are pretty good.
Yeah,
My
Holmes.
wife loves scones.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes, yeah.
Yeah.
Gnomes and Gardens.
Oh, yeah. And Joe said something on Thursday night on the tarmac, right? He couldn't remember the Prime Minister of the Prime Minister of Israel's name, right?
So Kamala is on, she's whispering Netanyahu to Joe, who looks like a wax figure out of Madame Tussauds House of Wax. And then last Thursday also, he was singing happy birthday to one of the hostages' 13-year-old daughters, Philo.
No.
Yeah, and then he says, come over here, you know. And he brings her over here, and he manages to get in a hair sniff. He's always got to be sniffing the hair. They told him over and over again, don't sniff the hair. It's creepy, man. Stop it. Stop it right now, Joe. We're going to throw cold water at you. Like a couple of dogs on the front lawn.
Woof, woof.
Yeah. Oh, no, he had to sniff her hair, man. Yep, while he sang happy birthday, after he sang happy birthday to her. And then they were going to do a plea bargain with Khalid Sheikh Mohammed down at Gitmo at Guantanamo Bay Prison.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Yeah, and suddenly the old black toad comes out and says, no, I'm taking over here. He's not getting any deal. We're not getting any plea bargain. Well, it's like, you're the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. Where were you? You're the defense secretary, man. Where the hell were you? Who, you know, if you're not making the decisions, who the hell is? And why did it take a public outcry to get your butt in gear, mister? Were you on vacation again? Oh, it's just crazy,
well,
man.
The guy's only been there, what, 20-something years already?
Oh, God, he's been in the military all his life, Philo.
No, I meant the Khalid Sheikh Mohammed.
Oh, yeah.
He's been in there with 22 years.
He's starting to look like a bad Marx Brothers.
Very, very bad.
Oh, have you seen him, the picture of the friggin' hair? He's got this curly, this frizzy hair that comes down out of his Muslim, whatever it is, that ski hat. And then this freaking big bushy beard that comes out to like here. It's hysterical, man. Oh,
I don't understand why they don't just leave him in prison if that's what they're going to do. There's no advantage to killing him.
No, but I mean, I don't believe in these military tribunals. You know, anybody who's been behind bars for over 5 years, if you've been awaiting trial, whether it be military or civilian, I mean, look at the January 6th people. You got all these people who did nothing wrong. That friggin' guy with the buffalo horns. You remember him? What was his name? Jacob Chandler or something?
Yep.
He didn't do anything wrong. He actually came in. He sat down. He put his feet up on the desk for a minute. Brought his feet back down. Said a prayer for our government, and they held him behind bars for like 2-3 years awaiting trial. And they have this thing, I forget what they call it. It's like dieseling. They call it dieseling, I think, where they move you around so much that you can't, from jail to jail to jail, so that your lawyer doesn't know where you are. They can't put together a decent case, you know what I mean? And all the evidence that was supposed to come from the House of Representatives, none of it's shown up. Nancy Pelosi and those guys, they're still holding on to it. Now, why would they hold on to this evidence unless they were trying to hide something, Philo?
Oh, they try to hide everything. There's a whole lot of stuff we don't know.
Yeah, because we know that these people, there was a few agitators, either paid or unpaid or whatever, who showed up, wrecked things, got other people to wreck things, and then screwed. Man, oh man. And remember Carmela was within 20 feet of a pipe bomb at the Democratic National Committee on January 6th. What happened to that? You know, they tried to bury the video on that. The news, if you go to www Revolver.news. You can see they had a Office of Inspector General report on that, the Secret Service, because the Secret Service is supposed to be protecting her. She's the vice president-elect, right?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't. They let her drive within 20 feet of an active pipe bomb that they said was active. And they blocked the Inspector General reports. The Secret Service, there were 2 agents, 2 dogs, 2 bombs, one at the RNC and one at the DNC. For over 17 hours, Philo. They found at 11:30 a.m. And there was no after-action report on either bomb either. This is your government, you know, and you wonder why they're allowing people to shoot at Trump. You know, face it, they don't like Trump. They will do anything in their power to keep Trump from getting in there. And it's sick. They're sick. This whole friggin' thing. All our lives, Philo and I have been watching this government get bigger and bigger and bigger and take down everything in its path. Did you see that Tom Hanks documentary from 2016, Philo, called 1968?
No, I didn't see that one. I'll have to look for it.
It's on CNN.
Oh, a good station, right?
Yeah, well, you'd be surprised. I mean, it wasn't produced by CNN. It was produced by Tom Hanks.
Okay.
And 2 other guys. And it was great, man. But that's the thing. You know, we've watched them, Philo and I watched them take down JFK. And then they took down Martin Luther King. And then they took down Bobby Kennedy. And Malcolm X. Anybody, as soon as you peep your head above the friggin' woodchuck mound, bang, they blow it off. It's crazy, man. Oh yeah, did you see this? We had a Chinese girl up here. I think she's Chinese. Her name is Wang Yi Ng. That's her last name, Ng. Ng. Sounds like a cat with a hairball. Wang Yi Ng. She got busted smuggling the endangered eastern box turtles into Canada, Philo.
Why?
Because they make they're beautiful turtles. I mean, I had one when I was a kid for a while, and I kept it for like a week, and I felt sorry for it because it's looking at me like, can I go back to the wild now? And I'm all like, okay, I'll bring you back out to the woods. And I brought it back, patted it on its shell, and let it go. But they're incredible, you know, like the tortoise shells that they make out of plastic, Philo.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they look like. They're just beautiful, the markings on them and stuff. And they sell them to people in Asia for pets around the world. She was smuggled over 20 of them, Philo.
I was going to say she must have smuggled them because she had a buyer.
Pardon me?
She must have had a buyer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a middleman for sure. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm glad they caught her, you know?
Yep.
That's just sick, man. That's sick.
If you're smuggling something really odd like that, it's got to be, somebody's got to be on the take. Somebody's got to have a buyer. And it has to involve a lot of money.
Well, hopefully they'll get her to cooperate and go up the chain of smugglers, you know? Like they do with the elephant ivory.
Oh, boy. That's awful. That is really awful.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. According to the Mayo Clinic, dementia is really type 3 diabetes. Have you heard that theory, Philo? Oh, get this. You wonder why your car insurance rates are going up, right? It's partially due to electric vehicles, Philo.
Yeah, I know.
The cost of replacement parts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They had on this guy on Howie Carr Show. There's these 2 brothers. They run this insurance company, Rizzo Brothers, something like that. Hey, come see the Rizzo brothers. We'll get you a good deal. And,
Some of my relatives.
some of you got too much insurance, some of you got too little. You know, let us take a look. Open the hood, you know? So, they told this tale of woe where somebody who's got an electric vehicle, and it's probably a Tesla, it's got to be, they hit a pothole, Philo, and ruined their battery. You know how much a new battery costs for that Tesla?
Oh, I bet you it's a good 10 grand, isn't it?
14.
No kidding.
$14,000 for a new battery. Yep, yipper. 14 grand. Yep. And God, $108,000 for an electric bus battery. That's another thing. Remember Camilla said, "Oh, I love buses. Don't you love the yellow school buses?" Even though she probably never rode one, she went to school in friggin' Montreal, Philo.
Yeah, I know.
How's that work? They should have nailed her. Old Joe or Bernie or somebody should have nailed her on that BS story during the debates in 2020, man. Because remember she came out and said, "Yeah, I wish one of them little kids on the bus." Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
No,
really.
you don't.
You're going to a private Anglophile school in Montreal, honey. You just forget about that? Or did you not live with your parents when you were a toddler? You gotta be kidding me, man. It's all lies. Yeah. 46% of EV car owners said that they will not buy another one. Oh, 80% of all dollars in circulation have been printed in the last 2 years, Philo.
Not surprised. As a matter of fact, you know you can't find any old money. You can't find any money that's over 7 years old now.
I know.
Nothing. I know guys who used to. Well, my ex-wife used to work in a bank,
Yeah.
and all these old Polish Catholic ladies, they would bring. They would put money in their savings account. They'd give them silver dollars
Yep.
and silver half dollars, silver quarters. Now you can't find anything from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Nothing.
No, I have a big jar of old pennies, wheatbacks and stuff
Yep.
that I have taken out of circulation. I got to get a hold of that little town coin and whatever. They're down over in New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
See if they want to grade them and buy them. I don't know what I'll do with them.
Yeah.
But I've been looking. I look at every freaking penny jar I get, man. I check them, and it's hard to find any that were before Reagan, because
Yep.
Reagan took the copper out of pennies in '82.
Yep.
But yeah, I've been finding more. I've been getting more and more single dollar bills and fives and tens that are so new that they're stuck together with other ones.
Yep.
It's crazy. So I take them and they got sequential numbers, you know. So I take and I put them in a book at home, you know. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just do it. Maybe at the end of the month I'll need a few bucks or something. I'll just open the book and take them
I
out.
got a pair of 20s here, and I'm trying to look at the dates. Geez, I can't. The printing's so small I can't even see it. 2013 and 2017.
Of course, I got it on the bass backward side.
But you're not going to find any old money anymore, Steve.
Yep, 2013, 2017, 2013, 2013, 2013, 2017, 2017A, yeah, whatever. It's
But these have been, at least these have been used. They're not sticking together to the other ones. Oh, and Massachusetts, I tell you, Massachusetts changed their birth certificates now, Philo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't have a father and mother anymore.
Birth parents.
Yeah, you have persons. You have a person who gave birth, and you have the other person.
A sperm donor.
Yeah. And that black reporter that was giving Trump such a hard time, the one from ABC,
Yeah.
that black female, she was going after Trump on what black jobs were, because he said that inflation and Chinese and cheap labor were hurting blacks the most, were hurting black jobs the most. And so she says, what are black jobs? What are black jobs? Can you explain to me what's a black job? This woman was just nasty. And he called her on it. He says, look, I come out here. He says, Harris Faulkner was there from Fox. He says, I come out here and you don't even say, hello, Mr. Trump, how are you? It's nice to be nothing. And you're 30 minutes late, okay? And you come out here and you disrespect me. And he says, and to top it all off, you got a bad sound system that ain't even working right. And all I could think of was Philo in the booth, man. Just, you got to have your stuff together to get, to get a sound system, a good PA system working right. You do.
Yes, and if you're a network like wherever, who hosted this one?
It was the National Association of Black Journalists.
Well, what if you're going to have something that's that prominent and everybody knows about it? You should have a technician or two or three.
Hire someone.
Or an engineer that knows what the F they're doing.
Yeah, hire someone, you cheap black bastards.
Well, my wife and I, we go down to the east side.
Yeah.
And she has a class reunion, or she used to do the Christian women's group. And you know what she's always saying to me? I can't hear them on the speaker. I said, well, maybe an engineer could fix that, but I don't know any.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, and I don't even know if they ever did fix it, but for years you couldn't hear the person speaking.
Well, here's the thing. Sometimes you can have your nephew from 8th grade do something, and sometimes it works out, right?
Yeah.
Like old Harold across from me in North Troy, he had a real estate company, and this was in like the turn of the century, right? And he had this 8th grader or something come in and update his website once a week with new listings and stuff, right? And Harold paid him a few bucks, and everybody was happy, So who knows what happened at the black journalist thing? They probably said, oh, yeah, my nephew, he works at the PA at school. He could take care of this. God only knows, man. Yeah, so there are black jobs, Philo, and you know what they are? Blacks comprise the biggest number of jobs in healthcare, retail, and food service, according to McKinsey. Okay? Now, someone should have schooled Trump on this before they threw him to the lions.
Yeah.
But, there are black jobs, and that's what they're comprised of. Healthcare, retail, and food service. Oh, there's 3 million Palestinians in Jordan, Philo.
Oh, how lucky for them.
Yeah. And yet, what was it? 2 of them breached the security at Quantico, the Marine and FBI base. But that's okay. Yeah, we never heard what happened to them afterwards. Yeah, what else we got? Oh, there was something else here. Oh, the hate map. There's a real hate map, because if you go by the Southern Poverty Law Center, I brought in their maps a couple times over the years, and they show these supposed hate groups. There's supposedly one in Burlington and another one in Montpelier, and they never say who they are or whatever. And the SPLC, they're a known fraudulent organization. But if you go to hatemap.com and
they'll show you both right and left wing hate group sites. Okay, you can see them at hatemap.com, and there's another one called newtolerance.org. You got that, skippers? Anyways, what else we got here left over? What do we got for leftovers? Yeah, yep. Well, we've had fewer beach closures this year over in Burlington from the, what do you call it? From the green algae.
Well, we gotta make room for the microbreweries.
Yeah, really.
That'll help, won't it?
Yeah, and in Colorado, they're one of their Board of Elections people who actually questioned. She questioned the results of the election. Her name's Tina Peters. She's going on trial. Huh. All she did was save the election records in the Smartmatic machines, and they told her, no, you can't open up those machines, Missy. You know, only we can open those machines. It's like, wait a minute, no. If I'm the head of the Board of Elections and I want to open up the machines and see how the software works, then it's my duty to my voters that we open up the machines and see how they work. You know?
Yeah, Mike's out getting hammered.
Yeah, he's getting hammered. Look out. Yeah, she saved the records. And this company came in and deleted them. It's called Mesa Company. It was deleted by Mesa and the Secretary of State, I believe, and Dominion. Dominion found software that could or did alter the results, according to her allegations. You believe that?
I'll believe it, sure.
Yeah, but that's okay. You know, you had a massive election in Venezuela last week. And all the people were sick of the commies down there. And supposedly it was running 2-1 against Maduro and the rest of this communist rat bastards. Yet they have control over the machines, and look what happened, Philo.
No, he just said, I don't accept it. Maduro just, I don't accept it, and he said, I'm staying in power.
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't even use the machines as an excuse.
It's crazy.
He just says, I don't accept this.
That's because he has the army.
Yes, exactly.
What they do is they take the poor kids, the poorest of the poor, and they take them and they give them their first pair of boots, and they pay them, and they get to live in barracks, they get to play with guns, you know, and when you got the military on your side, hey, who's going to argue with you, right, Philo?
Anything goes.
Yeah, anything goes. Oh, they had dragonfly swarms a week ago Saturday in Westerly, Rhode Island, Philo.
Wow. That's exciting.
Yeah, not to the people on the beach. It looked like a plague of locusts. It's like, geez, what the hell's going on here, you know? It reminds me of a buddy of mine. We went down to run the dogs and the kids or something one time. And I don't know, there was like too many people at Revere Beach and stuff like that. So we wound up going to Cranes Beach, where the Merrimack River comes out, you know, into the ocean, Philo.
Yep.
And I am telling you, I have never seen greenhead, giant horseflies that would rip a piece of flesh out of your body the size of like a pea. They're the size of a hornet, and they land on you, and they just tear out a piece of flesh and fly away. It's incredible. I lasted for about 5 minutes, and I started chain smoking, but even that didn't keep them away.
Yeah, they're tough.
Yeah. Yeah, Camilla donated to the Minnesota Freedom Fund. Oh, that was another thing, too. During the Pink Floyd riots, Waltz's wife, the first lady who had to tell him to hug her the other night, she opened up the windows, Philo, She opened up the windows and told the people in her house guests that she wanted to smell the smoke of the city burning.
Huh. What'd you do that for?
Because it smells like victory.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, victory over the oppressors, Philo.
Yeah, it's always us white guys.
Yep. Yeah. I got to call the apartment. Yes, anything goes Friday. I haven't called him in like 10 years. He gave me a task one time, and I promised him I'd look for it. I used to give him actual tips and stuff that I would find. And I knew Tom Hartman, man. Anyway, so he gave me a task. He says, how come it's only the Republicans that use the upside down star on their elephants, you know? Can anybody out there find me an upside down star on a donkey? So I'm looking and looking over the years, Philo, right? You know me, not actively looking, but, passively looking.
Yeah.
Sure enough, don't I find an ABC News logo from the election in '72, okay? When they were covering the convention.
Yeah.
In '72, and sure as crap, man, there was a donkey. He was kicking up his rear feet. It was red on top, blue on the bottom, and all the stars on the top of the donkey were upside down. So I have to report back to Mr. Hartman, Philo.
Fancy that.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Joe. Oh, man. Oh, and the two lovebirds that had the insurance policy against Trump getting elected, Philo? Remember that guy, FBI agent Peter Strzok?
No, I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, he was the one with that snarly face when he testified. Peter Strzok and his girlfriend, Lisa Page. The two lovebirds, they were FBI lovebirds. They were screwing like dogs in a back alley, man. The only thing is they they weren't married to each other. They were both married, but not to each other.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, guess what? They asked the government, the FBI, for back pay and all this other benefits and stuff, Philo.
Yeah.
Because Trump fired them for falsifying records and documents, and he's the head of the Department of Justice, right? Well, guess what they just got? A settlement for $2 million.
Oh, that's just wonderful.
Yeah, so you lie under oath. Remember they came out, they had their texts to each other, and he says he hated going to Walmart because the smelly Walmart shoppers, they were all Trump people. Yeah, that guy.
Oh, well.
Yeah, $2 million, man. 2 million space bucks. Oh, man. And if you go to Google and you type in assassination attempt on TRU, you know how it usually autofills the rest, right?
Yeah.
You would think it would say TRUMP, right?
Right.
You know what comes up?
Truman.
Yeah. What the hell's up with that? Unbelievable. Yeah, as of last Tuesday, there was no weekly schedule for the White House. What the hell? Yeah, they had 137 countries that use paper ballots, Philo. 130 countries have banned the machines altogether. So 130 countries banned them. 137 use paper ballots. Great. Just great. But we're supposed to be cool with that. It's okay. Nothing to see here. Move along.
I think we got a primary next week.
Yeah, that, if you could call it that, right?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to go see who's on it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm sorry, in Vermont. Yeah, you're right. I voted early, day before yesterday.
Yeah, and your state reps are different than mine.
Yeah, we're in a different zone.
You get to vote for Katie, darling.
Oh, lucky you.
No, you, not me. I can't vote for her.
Oh, well, I used a different ballot, so I didn't even see her name.
Yeah, she's in a primary, the Democratic side.
Yeah, well, I voted again for Mark Higley Piggly Wiggly. Yeah, Joe Biden, in a moment of lucidity, came out before the 2020 election. You know what he said, Philo?
There are no knowns that we know.
Not. He didn't quite go Rumsfeld, but he did squeak out the truth.
Okay.
He said, "We've created the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud agency in history."
And yet he won.
Huh?
He won, didn't he?
If you think so.
Well, if he won and then he says it's voter fraud, what in hell's wrong with him?
Yeah. Well, they said he got whacked upside the head or something. He didn't know what he was saying.
He never does.
Yeah, it's okay. Here we are. This is from the Epic Times, man. I got a call from them. It's like one hand doesn't know what the other's doing. Nope. I get a subscription. I want to change the billing. And it's like, man, oh man, what's with you people? And next thing I know, I'm getting messages on my answering machine saying, we want you back or something. It's like, well, you dingbats, I talked to somebody in your outfit and we changed everything. What the hell? You moonbat, dingbat. Can it, eat it. Anyways.
Pencil necks.
Yeah. Marquita Berry remembers hearing music playing softly as she walked into her son's bedroom last October. She found him sitting cross-legged at the end of the bed, leaning forward, with one earbud resting on his shoulder. I reached out to touch him, and I could tell he was he was dead. It's been less than a year since fentanyl stole the life of her eldest son, James Strafford, 30, who had been going through some rough times and struggling with an addiction to pain pills. That's another thing. For people who have chronic pain, you know what I mean? They wouldn't be out buying this black market crap if they actually treated people with pain. They had pain clinics in the 90s, but they fell out of favor because of OxyContin, basically. OxyContin ruined everything because I'll tell you, there's something in that stuff that's just nasty.
Yeah. Okay, Steve, last but not least.
Oh, last but not least.
And fentanyl is extremely powerful.
Oh, it's crazy powerful, man.
It's about 50 to 100 times more powerful than heroin.
Yeah, and they're mixing it with that xylene stuff. That's even worse. Okay. All right, last but not least. Congress to probe Trump assassination. Yeah, right. Good luck with that. You know what the good thing is with these cell phones, Philo?
You can take pictures of everything.
Yeah, we don't need Congress. We don't need the Secret Service to tell us nothing because everybody's got everything from that day. All the civilian footage. We don't need no stinking badges. Well, once again, you wasted a perfectly good hour of your life watching this stupid show, so hopefully we'll see you again next week. Inshallah, good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Inshallah, as the Hebrews say. So until then, get down on your hands and knees in the men-only mosque, sniff the bum of the guy in the man dress in front of you, head east, and worship the rock in Mecca, and walk around it, and say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Akbar.
And of course, a happy Deus Magnus Est to one and all.
I'm still the president. I'm still the president. It's just nobody told me how easy this job could be. I feel retired. Emphasis on the tired. Not a joke. But I'm doing all those retirement things. I took up needlepoint, and I'm reading the obituaries, and I just took a reverse mortgage on the White House. Yeah, I called William Devane, bought some gold coins. And I'm going to visit the grandkids, except that one. And since Trump chickened out, I'm going to challenge some other ex-presidents to a game of golf. Jerry Ford, I'm coming for you. Just going to carry your own bag.
A president who understands the power of diplomacy and understands the strength that rests in understanding the significance of diplomacy and strengthening alliances. This is an incredible day.
Of modern vice presidents in the history of their polling. What happened in 1 year's time? According to a new NBC News poll, only 32% of registered voters have a positive view of Harris compared to 49% with a negative view, including 39% with a very negative view. This leaves Harris with a net negative 17 rating, which NBC News noted is the lowest for any vice president in the poll's history. What happened?
Weird and creepy is J.D. Vance, a super weird idea.
The talking point of the day.
Yeah, it's quite weird.
What was weird was him joking about racism today and then talking about Diet Mountain Dew. Who drinks Diet Mountain Dew?
They're just weird. They really are. It's not just that he said a lot of things that are weird. These guys are just weird.
Have you ever seen the guy laugh? That seems very weird.
J.D. Vance is awfully weird.
The word of the day, like Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more.
Really?
And we have to understand what that means.
What does it mean?
That's about the cost of living going up.
It does.
Thanks.
Come back down, right on right.
Shack. Son of a gun, better change